The station with the best music. Best music. Best music. Too many radio stations, you need just one. I see you looking, but you hard to impress. If you find me, drop radio. Now you 3 to 5, drop 9 is the best. It's the Bianca Burwell show. You gonna listen for what you been listening to. Who you got for your radio? Got to be entrepreneur, make my radio block. From Atlanta to the Cayman, the internet came in out of East and the West, both love what you're saying. And this is how you for days. You look me up like I'm a brand new seven. Love what you play. The whole world in with the new one. Beat drops radio. Beat drops radio. The Bianca Burwell show. The Bianca Burwell show. Drop radio. Let's go. You are tuned into the Bianca Burwell show on the TheBeatDropsRadio, your top 40 pop and R&B station, the new beat of Atlanta. What's going on, people? The caller number is 404-826-9223. Again, 404-826-9223 is the calling number right here. The listen line is 401-347-0418. I got my people in the building today. I have Gerald Rose, founder, CEO of New Order National Human Rights Organization, and also we have Miss Ethel Harris in the building. What's going on, people?
What's going on?
Y'all good? Y'all ready?
Oh yeah.
Y'all ready?
Oh yeah.
Today's voting day.
Oh yeah, very important.
Yeah, it's a lot happening, so we're gonna talk about that and many other things.
Gangster style today.
Does that work? No, that still don't work. No. That don't work.
That worked. There you go.
We're going to fix that during the break. How about that? That's what we're going to do. If you want to see everything that's happening as it happens right here in the station, just go to TheBeatDropsRadio.com, click on Watch Live, and you'll be able to see everything that happens. The Q&A box is open. If you got any questions, concerns, thoughts, all of that, all you got to do is go there, type it, give us about 20 to 30 seconds lag time, and we'll be able to address the situation. How about that?
Situation.
A
lot of stuff going on.
There's a lot going on today. So I got some stuff that I'm going to be talking about. I want to get that community gut check as usual.
No problem. No
Let's see what's
problem.
happening with that. You know,
It's been a while, so we got a lot of information.
Yeah, y'all got a lot of stuff that y'all got to catch me up on.
No problem.
You know, yeah. Ms. Ethel?
Yeah.
Yes. A whole different temperament right now. That's a bomb right there.
Black man in the house.
That's right. Man, special shout out to everybody there in Toledo. Macomber had a recent get together for all those that played basketball. My coach, Shoemaker.
I have a question. Where was it held at? Because Macomber closed down.
Starting on that. Your mic gonna be off while we talking about So we're gonna have some fun today. So make sure you guys get tuned in right here on the Bianca Burwell show. If you haven't done it already, make sure you like us on our Facebook page. You go to TheBeatDropsRadio.com, go to the app. That'll take you directly to our Facebook page. Click like. Once you do that, share that with everybody. Follow us on Twitter at TheBeatDropsRadio. But we're gonna do some oldies right now. The OJs for the love of money, because I think that's what's going on right now. Keep it locked right here on the Bianca Burwell show.
What did they have it at?
Help you out a little bit.
I played basketball for
What y'all know about that one way?
Come on
You
now.
play cards,
Old
what you know about that?
Studio One days on Dorr Street.
All y'all old Toledo folk up in here.
Okay.
That's what you got. Toledo people
Toledo
up in the building.
house.
You know?
The old talent shows.
Yeah, definitely. So I know we got somebody on the line, so let's see if we can go ahead and pull them in right now. Call, are you there? Did he hang up? Call, are you there? He just real low.
He's real low.
He real low. We like to get him there.
Let me kind of introduce him. That's
Oh,
Mr. Kwasi Hudson. He's the new elected national political advisor. He's been following New Order for a minute, and matter of fact, he invited us to an anti-bullying campaign in Villa Rica this past Sunday. And very smart brother, has a degree in political science, and
right?
yeah, he's new to the family, and he's been for the last months or so, he's been really pushing about getting out to vote or whatever. So I just want him to kind of call in and give him some important words right quick, because we still got to 7 p.m. before the polls close.
Yeah.
So I want him to kind of call in
7 p.m.
explain about the importance of voting.
All right. Mr. Kwasi, you got the floor. What you got going on, sir? Well, we appreciate that. Thank you so much for calling in. The volume is a little low on you, so hopefully some people heard what you said. But we appreciate you. We're not gonna hold you. We know you gotta run, so we appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, that was. Oh.
But you calling from the country, you never know. Villa
Is it-
Rica is out
where?
there,
He in Delaware?
almost close to Alabama.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I guess that might be the case. Because normally I'm like, oh my God, I'm turning up as high as I can go.
Right.
Getting feedback and everything. Jeez. So how's it been, in the world of New Order? You normally give us a community gut check, but I know we got the voting thing, so we can go whichever way you want to go. Actually, I really want to get the gut check. What's been going on with New Order as of late?
Well, of course, I invited Ethel into the studio. I think it's very important when we say gut check. It's all about our youth. And I'm going to ask Ethel just to give us a couple minutes on the great work that the Youth and Outreach Department has been doing. I just can tell you that on our weekly visits at the Cobb County Ombudsman Program,
Yeah, how's that
it's been going great. It's been going wonderful. This past Tuesday, I invited a young lady who was 20 years old, had a child, a 2-year-old child. So she'd been there and done that, because most of the students at the Ombudsman Program is between like 17 and 18.
Okay.
So even though she got pregnant, had a baby, she still went to college. So she was telling the students, I've been there before, but don't give up. So even though she's a single mom, and it's just been doing a lot of great things. Of course, the youth department is doing a lot of great things. Brother Chris in Toledo, of course, Ethel, Joyce, under the leadership of Vice President Shauna Swearington, Dr. Veronica Tucker, Peter Brown, who I'm kind of upset. He was in the Human Rights Department, but he kind of switched over to the Outreach Department, who's been counseling a young lady, trying to keep her motivated because of her child has been is incarcerated.
Oh, wow.
And she's going through some things. Of course, the outreach department jumped in doing private counseling and stuff. So we have a lot of programs that we're doing within the organization. So I'm going to have Ethel kind of give up today. And Ethel, you know, this is election day.
Exactly.
Our youth need to be voted. I'm hoping they're voted. So what is your input on why it's important that when you reach that age, 17, 18, to get out and vote?
Well, I know that, you know, a lot of young people think that their vote does not count and that their voices are not heard, their concerns are not heard. But I want to tell you that if enough young people get out and vote, it tells the government that you are a force to be reckoned with. And it forces the government to take note of what your concerns are. And you may say, well, you know, how can voting affect me? Well, think about when big tax cuts are given to the rich. And when you have a lot of old rich people who are voting, then they are the ones that are going to get the money. But if you get out there and vote and let your voices be heard, then the money could go to the student loans program. So if you're a college student, then that could have an effect on you. And it's very important that you learn how to be politically correct, be in the right place at the right time, and say the right thing. So that's the importance of young people getting out to vote.
You know, our young people right now, they see so much hypocrisy.
Mm-hmm.
They see so much flip-flopping. They don't see any type of, you know, it's like you say one thing, you do another. Well, I need to come up in here and vote.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I'm pretty sure we all remember our first time voting.
Definitely.
And I remember, you know, I'd share with my children as they asked, you know, Jesse Jackson came to Kentucky State University.
Okay.
I went to a HBCU. For those of you all who are not familiar, that's a historically Black college university there in Franklin, Kentucky. And we had all kinds of folks. Stokely Carmichael came through. I mean, it's just that's just how it is. When you go to an HBCU, you have all those leaders that come through.
Right.
You know, because they're trying to influence and get you to understand what's going on, what you're facing. Look, this is it. So when Jesse Jackson came, I'll never forget this. This is actually in my mind. When he came and he was standing at the microphone, he said, who all ain't registered to vote? I was like, a few others, you know. Because, I mean, when I got there, I was 17, then I turned 18.
Right.
Okay, so now I'm registered to vote yet. I just turned 18.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, come on down here, you about to register to vote right now. I was like, what? Are you trying to come on here? Everybody, you can stop all that cussing. You gonna come on down here right now. Jesse Jackson made me register to vote.
It's like he was called to the altar.
That's what happened. That's what it felt like. I was like looking around, like everybody got to be looking.
Yeah.
But you know, went on down and I've been voting ever since.
Right.
You know, and I appreciated the push. I don't know if I would have been, you know, that really interested. Just turned 18 and you know, registering to vote at that particular time. But you know, like I said, we had so many folks come through. Stokely Carmichael, that was impactful. To listen to the things that he had to say and the life that he lived, and you know, all of the adversities that the Black community face. And I don't know, y'all. Do y'all feel like, I'm gonna start something. I'm just gonna say this. How do y'all feel about the term? I know I'm going there. I ain't even prepped. So this is gonna be raw.
You gotta be ready for you, boy.
How do y'all feel about the term African American?
Now you must be talking about. We might be going back to the young lady who played on the Cosby Show, where she considered herself not being African American. What's her name that played the young child?
The very youngest, or you talking about
the youngest?
Next to the youngest?
A lot of controversy because she said she's not African American.
Oh, you talking about starts with an A.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking
about.
Ray Simone. Yeah, are we going there?
No, I'm just throwing it out there. Actually, I hadn't even heard what all she had to say.
Right,
but I was just asking, you know, how you guys felt about that term, because one thing about our race is that we face so many different name changes. You know, Afro American, named after a hairstyle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and I just was like, why do we? You know, it just
we labeled so many names.
So many.
Right.
different names, and people are like African Americans. I was like,
I
not.
guess they said that we are originally from Africa, and we Americans. So it's African American.
What about those of us that
It's a lot of folks
born
that,
in, I mean, we weren't born in
Our
Africa,
ancestors was
so-
born there.
but
We wasn't born there, but
here's the thing about it. Somebody mentioned this, and I thought it was a valid point.
Mhm.
Anyone who looks like us, they immediately label them an African American.
Mhm.
But there are those that they aren't from Africa.
Right.
They are from another country,
right.
but they're not from Africa. And they like, you just label me African American. I'm not even from there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So is it considered
Person
racial
of color.
profile?
I mean, it's
Is
just
it
based
racial
upon a hue. You know, and I'm like, why do we have to go? Is it really a reason why we have to go through all that?
We've been called so many names.
So many different names. Like, you know,
What's next?
I think even the term Caucasian is only used in America. It's not used in the UK.
Mm.
It's not. You know, and the white people there in Africa, they are Africans. Right.
Mm.
You feel me?
Right.
So I'm just saying, why are we attaching like that when it's like, you know what, they don't even do all that when they say
You know what? One
Africans,
thing is that if you don't know your research, and I can see that you study your research. There's a lot of stuff that's not, a lot of stuff ain't been taught in the schools and things like that. So that's why it's very important that we have the show to put out the real news. But you're right, there's so much stuff they're making up.
Yeah.
And things like
keep
that.
people in
Correct.
specific compartments, because if you, and I'm pretty sure y'all's history ain't too much different than mine.
Right.
With my family, with my mother's brother-in-laws, but
She looks so young.
my Uncle Willie, he's passed now, but he did a lot of research to find out as far as our ancestors, how far went back, went all the way back to Big Red, Indian chief.
Wow.
Love black women. Wow. He did. Love black women.
I just did some research with my granddad, my dad's dad, and I'm like, wow, talked about slavery and picking cotton and all that. I'm like, it's very interesting when you go back into your books.
It is. So you just
Very
wonder.
interesting.
It's like, you know what? And I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of people don't know this, but I'm going to share it. I did because I thought about it, and it just hit me just now. I'm going to share it with them.
Okay, go ahead.
When we talk about the Cherokee Indian, everybody's familiar.
Correct.
There was in North Carolina, South Carolina, like the different areas of America already here. Now, we always talk about the plight of the black man, if you will, those that are descendants of slaves.
Right.
And how they were taken from their homeland,
Right,
made to be
right.
slaves and all of that, right? Well, you know what? The Cherokee Indians, the Cherokee tribes, if you will, because there's several tribes. What happened to them? Terrible. And by that I mean this. Their alphabet, encompasses 80 characters. Didn't know that, but it does. 80 characters it encompasses. And what happened with them is that all of those that came over and took over the land forced them to abandon their language. Now, this is where they were living. Abandon their language, abandon their culture. If they were caught speaking their language, they were penalized. And they showed before and after pictures. I was looking at some research, and the before pictures, they in all of their tribal, what they're accustomed, they made them cut their hair and made them answer to American names. Same thing.
Right.
And they were saying now it's like the older Cherokee Indians saying it's very few now left that even speak their language. And they're trying to teach the younger children in their community to even know what it's like. This is your culture. This is your language. All of this was our land that was just taken from us, and they wouldn't even take it from another country. Just saying. It was forced to abide by a certain set of rules and answer to Amy instead of what their name was.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's just like they're protesting the Washington Redskins now as far as changing the name. So, they figure that they're being offended because of the last name of the Washington Redskins. But then you got Kansas City Chiefs,
Yeah,
you got the Atlanta Braves, you know, so there's a lot going on.
There's also that Ole Miss, you know, the school Ole Miss.
Oh yeah.
And
you know,
the term Ole
it
Miss
might be affecting Mayor Bill. You know, he's an Ole Miss fan. He's from Mississippi.
Well, you know,
him and Tracy Williams and
I miss Mayor Bell. Today, Mayor Bell.
I'll be meeting up a little bit later. He's out on the election study. So when you say Ole Miss, he might be old. He might be calling in.
Right, but Ole Miss. You know, some have found that offensive is because that is what black slaves called the female head of households was Ole Miss.
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to tell y'all. I did a little something.
Remember the finger I told you about?
Yeah, that finger. You should share that.
Yeah. Well, basically, back in the day when black folks was in churches, and the master was in the church. And you know how you get up and raise your finger like, excuse me, basically getting permission from the master to be excused. You know, you would never see, you should look that up. You would never see a white person do that when they step out of church. And I've been guilty of doing it. I won't do it no more. But that goes on a lot. Like, you really cannot be excused. So that's deep. And read your history on that. Matter of fact, I had told you about that.
Indeed, I was there when your father was talking about it.
Even Dr. Veronica Tucker, who's a minister, she was like, she didn't know nothing about it. So she's like, that's some good information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a whole lot that
so there's stuff out there we don't know.
Has taken place along our history.
Right.
That, you hate that younger children just basically have back. You know, just don't see no need, don't know where you come from, don't know your history, don't know what's happening.
I hope they vote today, though.
You know, so it's like it's definitely necessary. You know, so you get in that vote something. The people, our parents, our grandparents went through a lot.
Yes.
In order to vote.
Yes.
In order to vote, they was denied being able to vote, turned away.
Yes.
All kinds of things. Yes. You know, because really they wanted the electoral process to be basically making up just white men. Yes. Really, just white men. We gonna make the decision.
Well, according to Fox News, they already started that the Republicans is leading here in Georgia. You know, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, we're gonna see. You know, and the polls are open until 7 p.m. For all of you all that here in Georgia, they're open at 7 p.m. So just make sure that wherever you are in the continental United States, that you get to a voting.
You know, and another reason why our young people should get out and vote, like you just said, our ancestors, a lot of them couldn't vote. A lot of them have never voted a day in their life.
That's right.
You know, so that's another important reason, young people, to get out and vote. You know, you are the future, and you're the ones that are going to shape our future. So you can make a difference.
And I've been posting on Facebook all day. If you don't vote, you're part of the problem.
Yeah.
You're part of the solution. And anybody that call New Order for help, first thing, did you register to vote? I'm not helping you. Is that wrong about that?
Did y'all hear that? Now look, this is the CEO and the founder. He done told you, don't call him with no message. You ain't got no. I need you to send me a picture right now, a selfie with you holding your voter registration.
Right. We're not helping you.
I need to see it before you send it.
Because on a serious note, everything is political.
It is.
You know, everything is political. Anything that you get involved with, get in trouble, it goes surrounding a voting.
Yeah.
You know, and I know you heard this latest situation about Michael Brown. Chief resigned.
Did the chief resign?
Yeah, and there's some evidence that Michael Brown got shot in the hand. Now they're trying to say there's some evidence that there was a struggle over the gun. So they kind of changed. They saying that, oh yeah, we know.
You know, I have heard testimony of a New York Police Department officer who said that every police officer that's worth his grain of salt knows that that was crap. And then that officer simply just got scared. When the person that you are dealing with does not have a weapon, that's a fist fight day. That's a mace day. But that is not a but that is not a pull out the gun and just pop, 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 pop. That's not one of those. You got scared.
And I
believe that.
And me and Esther been talking about. I don't condone violence, but that city and that state is setting an example for us. Because I'm telling you, if that guy walk and don't get indicted, it's gonna be some mess. You see it already. And it might spread throughout the United States. And I think it's gonna be a race war one day.
You think so?
Yeah, we can only take so much. And then the situation, I don't know, I think this happened in North Carolina. Young man was in the gas station. Was North Carolina after where the police officer let me get your registration. He reached in and said, "Oh, you reaching for your gun?" He shot him.
Oh, I did see that. That man. I mean, here's the thing, though.
You asked them,
but it's the round of voting. You know what I mean? It's things we have to change. I mean, that's.
If y'all didn't have the opportunity to see that, I think I did post it on the Facebook page for the TheBeatDropsRadio.
I think I did see that on your page.
You have to scroll down, a little bit. Maybe we need to just reshare it again and put it out there, because this man, they're showing the perspective that they're showing is from the police officer. And the police officer, you see, he's rolling or whatever, and he turns. And the man is already in the police. I mean, he's already in the gas station.
Right.
He's already out of his vehicle, and he's looking at the police officer the same as all of us, like, why are you riding up on me?
Right.
And then he asked him for whatever, like you said, registration or license or whatever it was, and he's like, oh, okay. And he turns around and he's like, get your hands up. Pow, pow, pow. He just shot the man. And he goes down and his hands are up, and he's like, why did you shoot me? Said, because you were going inside. He said, you asked me for it. He gave
him a command.
You asked me for it. It's in my, I'm going to get it. I just got home from work. I mean, I'm just leaving work. And it was absolutely crazy. He done shot that man. And you can tell that the officer knew he messed up.
And he did.
He knew he messed up.
Right.
You just got real trigger happy.
That's right.
You asked this man for some information. He's going to give you what you asked him for. And then you just like, pow, pow, pow. Joker came with me like, look, officer, what I'm about to do is reach here in my vehicle where my stuff is.
That's true.
Please do not shoot.
Or maybe you need to go in there and get
just go and grab it.
That's right.
I'm gonna stand off to the side. That's absolutely crazy. The man, he was no threat.
That's right.
He pulling up in the gas station, minding his own business. And ultimately, what they said, the whole reason why he quote pulled him over is because of a seatbelt violation. Seatbelt. And you done got shot.
That's seatbelt.
Well, Bianca, thank God we can say that we did get justice for Jordan Davis. Now you should read, so we did get that. So I'm hoping this will happen in Ferguson, Missouri as well. But that mother never gave up. She kept fighting. I had a chance to meet her. I have a picture of her on Facebook. It was the very first rally I had at the state capitol. And I had me and Mark Bell went down and several other organizations and civil rights leaders, and I had a chance to meet with her and talk to her. She originally lived in Marietta, Georgia,
is that right?
County. So when it first happened, we tried to reach out to her to comfort her. And I had one phone call, with her, and I finally met up with her. And can you imagine you hugging a mother, man, just lost her son? I mean, but as you can see, following through the national news, she kept fighting,
right?
And finally got justice. So. At least that was crazy because you playing your music too loud. And when the guy shot him, they went right back to the hotel or something like that.
Yeah, it was just it was up
just bold.
You just shot down the dog real quick. It ain't nothing.
Right.
Let me go ahead and going back to the room, eat our pizza, eat our drink our wine, whatever it is. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back to status quo. Everything is cool.
Yeah.
And then he was just like shocked. Like, what do you mean? Guilty. What are you talking about?
Right. It's just,
he was appalled in the fact that.
Well, but it seemed like it got worse after Trayvon Martin. You didn't really hear about a lot of that going on, as people just pulling out the gun and shooting people until after Trayvon Martin.
Right.
And Zimmerman got off. So I think, they just kind of set a precedent and be like, oh, we can do what we want to do. And
I saw a white newscaster. She made a point, and I wish I had reposted that. I'm going to try to fight hard to find that. But what she said, I'm going to say this, and it's not going to be widely received. But if you had a whole bunch of white male teenagers being killed by older black men, that law will be changed so fast it will make your head spin.
That's
Well,
right.
Bianca, have you ever seen all black cops beat up a white guy as far as considered police brutality?
Oh no,
You would never see it.
no, not ever,
You would never see it.
not ever.
And if it do happen, what's the result?
They won't have a job anymore.
String them jokers up if they could. They would do everything to assassinate the
People just
character,
need
the
to wake
reputation.
up, man. They just need to wake up. That's why today's election day.
Selection.
Get out and vote. Because everything that we talked about is around politics.
Right.
Mhm.
You know, because I think they're trying to pass the law on officers wearing cameras on their uniforms.
Yes, cameras.
You know, so that's on the ballot. You
We're
know,
gonna talk about
so
that
it's a
too. 'Cause I
lot
think
going
a few other things like marijuana is on the ballot.
on. Here we go again. She can't let it go.
I'm not gonna let that
We
go.
talked about that about 2-3 months ago.
That wasn't on my ballot.
Some places is on the ballot. Keep it locked right
Every
here.
Colorado.
Keep it locked right here on the Bianca Burwell Show. We'll be back after this. We're gonna take a brief break.
I knew you was gonna bring that up.
Who watching? Was
How many
watching. My
stations
daughter
are
watching.
I'm gonna get this right.
Scan, fax documents, and make copies all in one location. Visitors can connect to the internet using our high-speed computers and receive online assistance at no additional charge. Our 1,500 square feet cyber cafe is staffed with highly qualified and knowledgeable people. Ask about our mobile training for seniors program. We deliver up to 8 internet-ready computers to your community center and train seniors to effectively use the computer and safely surf the internet. Visit us online at www.thewebzoneatl.com or call 770-465-4000 for more information and rates. The Web Zone.
We're going to the store that you have.
I didn't reset.
We're going to the store that you have.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's that I hear playing on your tablet?
You are now tuned in to the Bianca Burwell Show, and I'm sitting here with the founder and CEO of New Order National Human Rights Organization, and also Miss Ethel Harris that is accompanying him today. And you know, she's one of these staffers there. Am I right?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Part of the Youth Foundation. Also, she
Jack
has her own organization called the Queens of Heart. So she played both roles.
Event coordinator.
Event coordinator.
So get it right. Event
Coordinator.
coordinator.
We got some announcements later on too as well, Bianca, that we want to kind of put out here.
So you guys make sure you stay tuned in for that. So you said the situation that took place, and I really want you to share with everyone.
Yeah, well, first of all, you don't mess with no New Order member. A guy named Brother Michael Muhammad out of Florence, South Carolina, was pulled over by a couple officers. Lucky his brother was there. And when he got pulled over, you know, State Patrol, he asked why was he pulled over. Immediately, because he's in the Nation of Islam. And he started, you know, why did you pull me over? And things like the officer just immediately got upset, yanked him out the car, slammed his back against the hood. Make a long story short, it was just unreal how he was treated. And I know Brother Michael Muhammad, and when he called me for help and what was going on, I believed him because I had a chance to meet him. You know, and all the charges were dropped, but we sent a support letter in, you know, on far his morale and what he stand for. And I had a chance to talk to one of the councilmen down there. And now he's going to be filing a lawsuit, you know, against the South Carolina State Patrol.
South Carolina.
Yeah, so there's a lot of history there.
Isn't that where the shooting of the gas station took place? I believe it was South Carolina as well.
Some part of Carolina.
South Carolina got some issues. Right.
All right, y'all. Be careful in South Carolina.
Yeah, so it was amazing how he was treated. I even called Minister Sharif. I'm not a Muslim, but you know, I know a lot of people, and then once I found out with him, I called the regional director, Minister Sharif, who works right under Farrakhan. And I called him, let him know what was going on. So he had some representatives down there. They had a press conference and everything, but everything was found out guilty. But he shouldn't have been treated like that.
No, not at all.
Just asked, why did you pull me over? Because the man is brilliant, boy, smart.
Do we have a right to ask that?
Yeah.
We can ask.
But these days, the cops are not hearing it. For some reason, they're not hearing it.
I mean, you know, because like as far as just searching through your vehicle, they can't just search your vehicle.
Right. And lucky his brother was there to videotape all this because he felt for his life.
You know, them videotapes, and you were, before we went to break, you mentioned that as far as video cameras being on the police officers. I think in some states they do already have that. How do you feel about video cameras being mandated nationwide on police officers? Do you think that would help or be a hindrance? Looking at it from both perspectives.
Well, you know they're supposed to have them in their cars already. So bottom line, that ain't helping. If you know what I'm saying. Because stuff is still going on. Right. Or they can say malfunction, battery dead, didn't work.
Right when I pulled up.
Yeah.
So it'll be some excuse, Bianca. But I support it if it did work.
Right.
But at the same time, they'd come up with something.
How you feel about that, Ms.
I think it's a good idea, but I'm kind of like Gerald, you know, I'm wondering if it's going to be, you know, a thing of convenience where, you know, it's not working. But if it's closely monitored.
Mhm.
And I think it's a good idea.
I think they're trying that at Ferguson, by the way. I've been hearing.
They are
That's what I've been
already
reading. I think
talking
they
about
are.
it.
Yeah, that they're trying to have officers wear that. So, what is your opinion on it?
I think it will be a good thing. You know, of course there are going to be some officers going to be like, it's hindering us from really doing our job. But I think, you know, it's really keeping you honest.
Right.
Because are you doing what you're supposed to be doing?
Protecting and serving.
You know, not just stopping people
Harassing.
you know, just
Right.
because you feel like they might be a threat on something.
Right.
You know, just by happenstance, and they just driving by, haven't broken any laws,
Right.
and you just pull them over and you know, search the vehicle unlawfully.
Right.
You know, so
Right.
I think it'll keep them, you know, I guess more honest than what they have been, because it, in all honesty, and now one can argue, well, if we hadn't stopped this particular, you know, individual and searched the car, we wouldn't have known about a bomb. Or, well, how many folk is driving with bombs in their cars? You know what I'm saying? What's the
Right.
What's
You can't
the
harass
ratio?
everybody. Right.
what's the ratio
Right.
to something like that? You know what I mean?
Well, you know, Michael Brown's mother and father was in town because they was like on a tour,
Really?
on trying to get the cops here in Atlanta wearing cameras on their uniform. So I don't know. I need to follow up on that.
Them
So,
cameras, I mean, they have saved many of these.
yes.
Yeah.
Just by
Yes.
somebody else having that
That's
video camera, if they didn't have that, it would have been what the police officer said
Right.
versus
Right.
what they said.
Right.
Go back to
And you
Rodney
know who
King.
win,
That was
right?
on video.
That was video.
You know,
Somebody
that was
got
in
that.
what, the early 90s?
Yeah, that wasn't a 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, that was caught on video. We wouldn't knew nothing about it.
We wouldn't know nothing.
Something's going on right now.
Yeah.
Trying to get to the polls. Roadblock.
Yeah. Like, you know, certain folks' cars ain't starting. Don't know what happened.
Right.
I thought I had a full tank of gas last night.
Please.
All the new battery.
Please get out and vote, you all. You got the 7 o'clock. You got the 7 o'clock.
7
for the
p.m.
polls, you know.
You know, here in Georgia and wherever you are. I think Ohio's the same, isn't it? 7 o'clock, like all the way down the line. And,
Can I say this?
yes, please.
And I might get cussed out, get a phone call, but for some reason, all my Facebook friends from Georgia or the South, every post is about voting. For some reason, Ohio, except Christopher Adams and John Drummond and a few of my Facebook friends, it's something else. They're not talking about voting.
What are they talking about?
Different things, like putting these videos of us fighting each other, and I know y'all see that.
I get
And to be honest, it's really, I just don't understand. That's why I wish you was still heard in Toledo right now. But I just don't understand it, because most of my friends' Facebook are in Ohio, and it ain't like a lot of their posts are not about voting, just a few of them.
Right. They don't understand the midterms. If you guys don't know, the midterm elections is
Very
more important than the presidential election.
Thank you.
Because during the midterms is when you are electing either support for or against something.
That's
So
right.
you got your Senate and your House, and all of these changes take place during the midterms. That's when it happens, during the midterms.
Right.
Everybody want to show out, and I'm not saying don't show out for presidential elections. But what I'm saying is that you need to have the self-same conviction that you have when you're voting for the president during the midterms. That's your governors. That's your, you know what I'm saying?
Senators.
The senators and all of them.
Right.
Get them jokers the heck up out of there. They're
Right.
not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Exactly. And that's why your president has so many problems.
Yeah.
Because the representatives,
You ain't
they
hear
are
that?
allowed to be elected. Yeah.
And I remember having a chance to see the First Lady, Michelle Obama.
How was that?
It was nice. A lot of security. You had Jason
President,
Carter.
Lady of security. They own their job as the first lady. Now the president, the jokers is jumping over fences.
They had helicopters all over the place. It was down at the historic King Center. You had Jason Carter,
I'm sorry.
Michelle
I'm
Nunn.
being silly.
No, you're really telling the truth. It was like I was going into the airport. They had an outside.
They had checks like that?
Yes.
They wasn't playing. They was
Yeah.
like, this is the first lady.
Right. But man, it was very, I'm glad I had a chance to hear her speak. And that's a smart lady.
Mm.
You know, that's a very smart lady. And, you know, she talked about the importance of the vote. I heard on the Ricky Smiley show this morning, you know, this is very important.
Yeah.
We're going to see what's going to happen. The results. What's going to happen?
Behind every successful man is a
Successful woman.
That's right.
She helped. She helped her out. You know.
Yes,
So, yeah.
She's a spoken attorney, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, she ain't dumb at all.
Yeah.
And Barack said, "You can talk about me all day, but you better not talk about my wife." You notice they never say nothing negative about Michelle in the news. He said when he got elected, y'all could talk, but don't talk about my wife. Out of respect. And it's never. Have you heard anything?
No, all I've heard about is her initiatives, her
Talk about
Let's Move program
Right.
that she had with getting fit and
right,
saying
but you
that
don't
she-
hear nothing negative attacks
No,
on
they
her.
talk
He
about
made
she
that
dresses
clear.
well.
Right.
Everybody on their best. She looks very nice. She dresses quite well. She's doing such a great job planting all kinds of vegetables and getting them to eat right. That's what she does.
Did you
Thank
see the
so much.
commercial when LeBron them visited the White House
Oh,
and she was talking about nutrition and stuff, and it was LeBron, Ray Allen, and Dwayne Wade, and the coach. It was very. You should Google it.
I gotta look at it.
And she's down to earth. You know,
She's
even
good.
in person or whatever, she seemed just very down to her. We're gonna miss them, you know, but I think they're still gonna be very important in politics once their time is up. You know, so
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
These people live to see this. Because I don't think there's gonna be another black president
You know,
in a long time.
I think about my grandmothers. My grandma Evans, she passed in 2000. My grandma Hodge passed away in 2003. So she didn't get a chance to see that.
Wow.
You know, but my grandma Evans, though, she did get an opportunity. She passed when she was 90. So she was able, and I think about, our older generation and all of the things that they've seen in their lifetimes.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? They've seen a whole lot take place. And I remember the night of the presidential election, and I was talking to my mom on the phone. Actually, no, she called me as soon as it was declared. She said, "We got a black president! We got a black president!" And it sounded like she was doing a jig over there. You know, but that's phenomenal because, you think about the past and where you come from, and just going down to Valdosta where, I call it the homestead. I don't think it actually is what it is to me. Homestead of the family. And, over the years going down to Valdosta and being with my Aunt Rain and Uncle Doug.
Oh, so you got family in Valdosta?
Yeah, my mama was born there.
Oh, really?
And
I didn't know that.
I would go down there and at that time, it was still a lot of dirt roads and the way that the black
Still like that.
the way that the black people interacted with the white people. I was glad I was able, and I was, at first me and my cousins thought our parents had conspired against us children to send us to Uncle Doug and Aunt Rain because they worked us to death. They had a washing machine to dry, but we couldn't use it.
And you know what?
They made us use the washboard and the clothesline.
Right, because my dad is from Valdosta. When my granddad was living, I remember when we had the family reunion in Valdosta, they had what you call it, the chain gang. When people are locked up.
Oh yeah.
They was in my dad backyard.
Are you serious?
And I remember that, but I was younger and they was, people was locked up and they were doing work. They was chained up in their backyard. I'm like, wow. That had to be hold on, I'm telling my age.
Whatever.
That had to be
a real old man.
Yeah, right.
But I was like amazed when I seen that. So
Valdosta, Georgia. Yeah, definitely.
Hot.
Yeah. It was hot. And I was like, man, why we can't? I said, Irene, why we can't use the washing machine? She looked at me like I had spoke a whole nother language. So I said, I guess I ain't gonna ask that no more. That just ain't no healthy thing. They still had, farm animals. They went out and got the eggs and we ate those, what I'm saying, from the chickens.
What about the outhouses?
No, we didn't have outhouses. They did with my mama back in the day.
Wow, yeah. I remember.
But my grandma Moses, I think she wanted that. She didn't want the outhouse in the house. Grandma Hodge. My fault. Let me get it right. So, but yeah, I mean, just looking at how black people and white people interacted with one another. Even when I was younger, going to Valdosta, I noticed and it angered me. And I talked to my uncle about it when I saw we went to the store. And there was a white man, older white man that came in. He said something, whatever, and my uncle dug his head. I noticed went down. And he did, avoided the eye contact, but they're much older. These are my grandfather. This was my grandfather's brother. And I was like, why but that was a whole other era.
So you can get like no eye contact.
That was a whole other thing from a whole
it
different
was
time.
it was the way they were raised up, right?
That's how they were raised. And I was like, I'm all militant. Don't be looking all down.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Right. Or when one of our cousins he was visiting there at the hotel, and they had a swimming pool. So it was me and a few of my other cousins. He was like, "Come on over and visit me. Y'all can swim in the swimming pool." They called the police. Oh, and they made us get out of the swimming pool. I'm sorry, I never told you that. They made us get out. He said, "I got a room here," and he said, "These are my daughters. How do you know these ain't my daughters? They come to spend time with their father. You telling me I can't have them in the swimming pool and I'm paying money to stay here?" They said, and the police had his hand on his holster and said, "Get out now."
And see, when we talk about this was kind of aggravating what we're doing today against each other. And like I said, it goes back to the importance of voting.
Yeah.
Back then, we couldn't even drink out the same water fountain. You had color this, white this. It was so divided. But now we
that
have
was the other term, color. That's what I couldn't think of. Color. Afro-American.
Of course, the N-word.
Negro, right?
The Negro.
Right. What's sad about we call each other the N-word.
Yeah.
And things like that.
It's a term of endearment, Gerald. It's a term of endearment. We smile and say.
What everybody else said, we ready to.
You like, what you say? What is it? The crazy look. Even
we use it in slang, I guess.
Foghorn Leghorn in the cartoon. Somebody posted this the other day. Did y'all see it? Some of those cartoons, if you go back when we was younger, they was using the N-word.
Yeah.
And somebody posted it last week on Facebook where it said you can argue with whatever, but you can't argue with no ends.
Wow.
Foghorn Leghorn. Yes.
Wow.
Some of those where they had the black face and all of that in the cartoons. And we didn't recognize.
No.
We didn't recognize.
And I'm glad you talk about the old shows because I used to love All in the Family, but then I listened to what they used to say, the Jeffersons, Sanford, but the shows was racist.
Yeah, they were. Archie Bunker thought that
because I like Archie Bunker, but he was,
he thought because he got a blood transfusion from a black person, he was going to start bringing hog maws and fried chicken.
But I watched it just to laugh, but I was like, these things are racist. And then Fred Sanford, Julio and all them.
Yeah. But that was some fun, and too. Then at that particular time, we weren't as sensitive either.
Is that what it was? We didn't really pay attention to it.
We weren't as sensitive. Like, in some ways, I miss that. I remember when they used to talk about censorship. I know we just talking. Is that all right?
That's right. Yeah.
We was talking about censorship. We couldn't stand it. We used to have advertisements where people would tape on their mouths talking about censorship. That was this whole big thing. But if you look back and look at propaganda.
Right.
Propaganda is purposely put out there to get to a desired result. And what they do is they put little subtle messages along the way to ease people's thoughts, to ease people's opinions towards where they really wanted to go, but they start in stagnant things. So by that, what I mean is, we're talking about censorship, right? Because there were things that were not permissible. If you look at TV now and TV then, you did not see a whole bunch of sex scenes.
Exactly.
You doggone sure didn't hear them talk about homosexuality.
You're right.
I just want you to think about this.
Right.
And
he's preaching over it. Look, think about this now. You preaching, go ahead. Did you hear, Mom?
But
Go ahead.
they didn't do that.
Right.
The curse words.
You're right.
No, sir. No, ma'am.
That's right.
You didn't hear it on TV. You didn't hear it on radio. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, they let the word hell. Everybody at first was, what? They say that? And then we got used to it. They would say a little more, Then damn. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was like, oh my goodness, can they say that? And then we go a little more, a little more. So I'm saying till we got to the point that the only thing they don't say is F and MF. Yeah, think about it.
And then TV back then went off at what, 11 o'clock?
TV went off. You would wake up to dun 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 dun. You know
You
what I'm
got
saying?
a black screen.
It was snow.
Yeah.
TV went
But now,
the heck off. It's
you
24/7.
put something on TV like, damn, did they say that? Or even on the radio.
Now, cartoons, just like what we talked about, there were certain things that was there, but you also had the electric company, you had Sesame Street, they believed in teaching the children. So I learned TION, shun, from watching. You know what I'm saying? All of those things.
Right.
How a bill was made. I'm on me up there. You remember that stuff? They taught us how these things work. They don't have none of that. Right now, even in cartoons, there's homosexuality.
Yeah.
Even in cartoons, it's pushing single mamas. Even in cartoons, it's pushing imprisonment. You know what I'm saying? Cartoons. All of that is being introduced. There's a reason why I bring this up, everybody who's listening and you all in here. The reason why I bring this up is because on CNN today, this morning, they were talking about ISIS and ISIL. And what they have done now is they've indoctrinated all of the young little boys, 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old. And what they're doing right now, and you guys can look this up, I promise you, you will be like, what? They are showing them all of the violent crimes, beheadings, killings, all of that in the name of ISIS, ISIL, and making it seem as if this is the brotherhood, and their hope is that all of them will turn and do the same. So they're trying to raise them up. So if they show it to them right now, that's called desensitizing, and again, going back to the propaganda. So before, back in the 70s, where somebody can say, you know, talk about a homosexual in a derogatory way, didn't nobody bat an eye.
Right.
But if you say it
now,
right now, you losing your job, you losing your money, you losing your house, you losing your contracts for a TV show. When did that happen?
Yeah, you're right.
Because it slowly was
right.
introduced until you get to this point, because that's where the desire was. And talking about politics and things of this nature, you will have a governor that's against homosexuality until their son or daughter comes out as homosexual, and then they immediately are flipped because now they don't want their son or daughter to deal with you. If y'all think this don't make a difference,
That's right. That's right.
it makes a difference because they vote according to what the family, what's comfortable for the family. And if they family don't look like your family, then the comfort ain't gonna come your way.
Thank you.
I'm just saying.
You sure
Keeping
you
it
ain't
real.
no preacher?
Gerald over here looking over his back like, so I don't know what's going on over here. I just came to the radio show. I do accept donations. Can't stay on the air. You want to see this broadcast stay on the air? I'm at consider. We're gonna take a break real quick. Let us be our blame. You keep it right there on the show.
Wow.
Go look to the top.
Well, she preaching today, and she put some words in there.
Let me help you.
There it is.
But you're right about that.
Right there.
Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school year. 26 seconds.
Yeah.
It's time that students know that we believe in them.
It's your first.
You have a great personality. You connect well with people. And
Just click off. Click somewhere.
know what's making a great show. Then contact the BeatDropsRadio email reviews, links, website, and contact information to TheBeatDropsRadio@gmail.com. Set up one reason today. Act now as we are here one day here and expanding our network to include interesting, creative, fun, original, and captivating shows. And this is just my review. We are family friendly, top 40 pop and R&B station located in the Atlanta metro area. Now, if you don't live in the Atlanta area and have pre-recorded shows, we have time slots available for you too. Don't delay and email us today, TheBeatDropsRadio.
You are tuned into the Bianca Burwell Show. Again, the call-in number is 404-826-9223. Again, 404-826-9223 is the call-in number. The listen line is 401-347-0418. If you want to see everything that's happening as it happens right here at the station, just go to TheBeatDropsRadio.com and click on Watch Live. We have the Q&A box open in case some of my cubicle people want to type something, can call, and I have Gerald Rose in the building of New Order National Human Rights Organization, and also Miss Harris. Why you laughing, Gerald?
Because you just emphasize.
I got a phone call during the break.
Okay.
We got a phone call in, and from the Texas area, that'd be my brother. And you know, because we were talking about what we've been talking about, he asked me a question, and I had absolutely no idea what this was. And what he said was, "Do you remember or know the name of the song that was played on the ice cream truck when we were younger, running behind it?" I was like, I have no idea what it was. Do y'all know?
I can't remember, but I remember it though.
Y'all remember the actions that we had, right?
That's right. It
And
went crazy.
we was like, ice cream.
Like Eddie Murphy used to say, ice cream.
Right. So he told me what the name of it was, all right? And I am right now going to attempt to go on, you know, something when you go on YouTube and when you do stuff real live, because this is live radio, it may not sometimes turn out the way that you like it to. but I see it here, and have mercy. So hopefully I picked the correct one. It's 3 minutes and 12 seconds. We're not going to play the whole thing, all right? Harry C. Brown, apparently, on this particular one, another one is by John Hort, wrote this. Let's see here. Let's see, man, this is not the original. Hold on, I gotta make sure. I think I may have found it, and I'm going to attempt it right now. So we're gonna stop the music real quick. All right, y'all. Have mercy, y'all.
Maybe our youth need to hear this.
I hope this works. So we're gonna try. It's back in the day.
Way back.
It's that melody. Check out the melody.
Just didn't have the words.
Nigga love watermelon. Ha 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 ha.
Wow.
That's what he's saying.
I hear it, yeah.
That's the beat.
Yeah.
I hear it.
That's the name of it. Nigga love watermelon. Ha ha ha.
Deep.
Mhm.
That's deep.
That's the name of the song. Nigga love a watermelon. Ha 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 ha.
Wow.
That's deep.
That is the song. Now, I appreciate you, Rodney, for bringing that up. Thank you. And apparently, that is the melody.
That is the melody.
That is the melody. Slow down is what we're used to.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Vote.
Please.
Because apparently that was cool.
Wow.
Wasn't that cool to play back then? And then we went crazy over it. Again, propaganda.
Wow.
History. I appreciate that. That was really cool.
Oh yeah.
Propaganda history to get you used to different stuff to now, never even think about it. Take the words out, and you like, oh, ice cream man is coming, and we just flying.
Wow.
Nigga walk, love a watermelon.
Wow.
Ain't that something?
That's deep.
Wow.
Yeah, it is. I think it really is. So I appreciate that. And I'm pretty sure those that, you guys haven't heard that before, that's
Well, you heard it on the TheBeatDropsRadio.
Yeah.
You heard it
Bianca
today.
Burwell Show. You heard it today. you
Wow.
heard it today. So just a little bit of history, and it's just interesting if you look back and see how things were started and where things come from. It just absolutely floor you on it.
Very interesting.
Because I saw all of y'all faces in here looking around like, did he say? But again, like I say,
I'm not surprised.
it wasn't nothing to do nothing like that.
That's right.
It wasn't nothing to say anything like that. Back in the day, it was like, what? It was just regular stuff.
Right.
So thank you for the education on that one. I think that's real cool. And I'll probably share that again. At another time, I'll probably share that again.
Yeah, it's okay if we say a couple of events coming up. I know we're getting close to the
Getting close to the end.
end of the show. I think we got about, 15, 20 minutes?
Let me do something too. Let me do something here. Oh, because I just saw something. Let's make sure. It's live radio. It's very interesting what happens on live radio. It's like, it's a lot of stuff that takes place during live radio that you just be like, no, let me see. To make somebody upset.
We always make somebody upset,
Yeah, we do. We make people upset.
especially when you're doing the real work. Huh?
Yeah, for real.
They ain't upset, you ain't doing that. So I'm quite sure, Bianca, you make a lot of people upset.
Yeah, I do. And you try to have the backup stuff and make sure everything is good. So, again, we have the live recording for all of you all that want to see this broadcast and comment and all that. It's going to be available about, I don't know, it takes about 30 seconds. It takes about 30 seconds to process right after the show is over. So you know what? Let's go ahead and do some announcements real quick. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys real quick. Is that cool?
That's fine.
All right. Go ahead.
After, I guess there's some things that's coming up with New Order, and also, we're in partnership with Queens of Heart. So we've got some things that's coming up. So I'm going to kind of hand it over to our event coordinator, national event coordinator.
All right.
For New Order efforts. So just kind of give our listeners great things. Of course, we got coming up with feeding the homeless on the second Saturday and other things coming up on the 15th. So you want to give
Yeah. Like to invite everybody out to show your support this Saturday on the 8th, November the 8th, from 10 to 2 p.m. We'll be having our community outreach event that takes place every second Saturday of every month. That's at the New Orleans headquarters in partnership with South of Hope at 829 Hollywood Road in Atlanta. Also, we will be having a toy drive. Queens of Hearts, in partnership with the New Order National Human Rights Organization, is going to do our own toys for tots this year. And you can make donations by calling our 800 number at 800-346-5138 to make your donations. All donations will be appreciated. We ask that you do donate new toys, and you can wrap your toy in advance if you like. So we will be doing toys for tots. Also, we are having a clothes drive. We need warm coats, blankets, and socks for the homeless. We go out and feed the homeless at least 2 times a month. And they're in need of coats and blankets. They've been asking for these items. So we're asking you to please donate coats and blankets for these people. We are our brother's keeper. The big word, the main word that we need to know in the Black community is unity. We need to unify and help one another. Also on March the 7th, we have the Black and White, our second annual Black and White Gala coming up. And that's going to be held at the JDC Event Center on Stone Mountain Highway in Lilburn, Georgia. And we'll have more information and flyers and tickets for that event coming up in the near future.
Okay, just also want to tie in, I know on the 15th of November, Nakiba Wallace, I don't know if you know of her, but she does a health fair. You need to meet this young lady.
Comedy for Cure.
Yeah, Comedy for Cure.
Yeah.
She has, and we had a partnership with her maybe like a year ago. We had a health fair at our New Order headquarters. We had T.I. Mama there. We had the manufacturing cheerleaders. So she's having another event on the 15th, and we've been offered a free table at this event, you know, and the Human Rights, and along with the Queens of Heart and the Youth Foundation Outreach Department, we holding a table at this event. We have a lot of vendors going to be at a church, you know, and it's going to be next Saturday on the 15th from 10 to 2. And I do apologize on the location with me. I make sure I will send you an email or inbox message.
Yeah, let me know what's going on with you.
So there's something.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we have radio stations live, and you might be interested to go off site that day. You know, so it's gonna be real nice. A lot of networking and stuff, and it's just a lot of things going on. And of course, remember the Black and White Gala we had last year?
Yeah, it was very nice.
So we're gonna have Tom.
Really good job.
It's going to be better this year.
Tom Jones from Channel 2 will be the master of ceremony.
Okay.
You know,
Y'all had Fred Blankenship
yeah,
last
he
time.
loved
That dude is tall.
he told Tom.
I told him that when we was about to take that picture, I said, "Have mercy, you tall." He started laughing. I was like, "I'm just saying."
And I tried to dance with her.
Did you really? Now, what that look like? I'm just
Jack and the Beanstalk.
Yeah, but like I said, I just want to thank the New Order family, you know, from all over Mississippi, Ohio, here in Georgia.
Yes, indeed.
The youth and outreach department, we're all just doing a wonderful job. You know, we're just a close family.
Right.
You know, things like, it's a lot of work to do, and again, asking everybody to get out and vote. We have, what, about 2 hours to go almost?
yeah, we got a couple
2
hours.
hours. And like I said, let me repeat myself again. If you didn't vote, don't call me with no issue.
Yes. Indeed.
Don't call me.
Don't call me no mess.
Don't call me.
When we're
Everything
here.
that's going on, what's going on with you is around voting. Am I right? It's something got to do with voting. So voting, you know, it counts. You know, so I plan to go to a couple of election party watches tonight, just trying to figure out which one to go to.
Oh, you going to
I
some
hope
party
it's
watches?
I hope it's a celebration. You know, so I'm supposed to get up with Mary Bell a little bit later. You know, and
You got to say what's up to Mayor Bell.
Mayor Bell. He made like that whole bit stuff. You know, so it's just I hope this is a night that we made history in voting, because I know we did that during the presidential election. So I'm hoping that we did get out and vote. So that's very serious.
I did early voting, and it was a lot of people.
Right.
They came out in great numbers for early voting. So
Oh, really?
I was
So you voted in
impressed.
the Cobb
Yeah,
County,
I was
right?
impressed.
DeKalb County.
Cobb County.
DeKalb
Don't
County.
talk about the KF.
Man, they got a lot of issues, man, going on. Corruption upon corruption.
Mistrial.
Don't make me talk about cars.
I know he ain't DeKalb County. That's Gerald.
It's okay.
But I mean, I just couldn't understand some of the things that took place, and
Me neither.
you know, with the fudging of numbers and increasing the crime, inflating it so that they can get awarded more money. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What kind of mess
You
is
know,
that?
you know what? But the thing about it is that, I mean,
He's just gonna keep messing with you.
yeah, but you know, wrong is just wrong. I don't care
Right.
who does it, you know.
Right.
But the thing is that blacks are doing what whites have been doing for many, many years. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
And it didn't become a problem until they found out that the black man was doing it. As long as it was just a white man doing it, it was okay. You know, dishonesty. But as soon as they found out the black man was doing it for his benefit, then it became a problem. It, you know, became illegal. So, you know, that's the issue that I have with that.
Right.
Dishonesty, yeah, you know, dishonesty is dishonesty. But why did it just become a problem when you found out that the black man was doing it? Why was it not a problem all these many years when the white man was doing it?
Give us an
You ain't calling no name.
I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying. I tell you.
But she's right though.
Ah,
She's right, because politics is dirty. It's a dirty game.
yeah, yes.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like when Victor Hill got elected. When he fired all the white people, I knew he was gonna be under attack. You feel me? It was a retaliation. Then it just came down. This came down the line.
Yeah.
You know. So when we get in power, you know, you got to watch yourself.
Yeah.
They're watching you. They are watching you. You have to be careful, because again, when Vernon, you know, I know we don't want to mention names, but when Vernon Jones is in trouble, Burwell Ellis.
Burrow, man, come on, Burrow. I thought we was off to a good doggone start, Burrow.
Man,
Yeah.
the
Next
former
thing I
police
know,
chief of DeKalb
We
County.
just get too comfortable. We
Is it
get too
the
comfortable.
comfort?
Yeah, because you know what? One thing we have to realize, like Gerald said, is that you are a black man,
And they,
and you have got to be on your P's and
And
Q's
Q's.
at all times, because
especially when you're in office.
especially when you're in office,
I
because
mean, it ain't perfect. We know that, but you know they actually really watching you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They really watching.
Yeah, especially the black man. There's been a vendetta against.
And
the
that's
black
when
man
people
for
say they don't want to vote
years.
because they don't trust our politicians.
Yeah, because you know it's so much lying and all
Right.
that happens.
Right, right. So that's, you know, but it's still our right to vote. You still got to get out and vote. And I'm just hoping that the listeners for today's show get out and vote.
Those that watch and all of that, you know.
That's right.
Man, this has been a good show. I've enjoyed it. What do you think about the Ebola situation? Because I
Very
wanted to
sad.
mention it, you know, and there were some, again, I do watch the news all the time and the live stream and all of that.
Right.
And they went to a place in New York that's called Little Liberia, whatever. and they had dinner with them, and they wanted to know what are the things that they were facing. And, you know, would they label it discrimination? They were like, no, we're being stigmatized. You know, we haven't been over there in forever, but because people hear the accent, they all of a sudden just clench up, you know, and just like withdraw away. And one of the ladies sat at the table. She said, you know, they were walking down the street, and the man was like, take your Ebola back over to. She was like, is he serious?
You know, some of the kids got beat up because they were from Africa.
Really?
Yeah, two boys got
Wow.
beat up at school because they were from Africa.
That was here.
And
Where was that at?
I don't know that it was here. I can't remember, but if you look on Facebook, it's on, you know, just look on it's in the news.
It's crazy, you know, that situation like that. But I tell you, you know, and I reported on it before, and I posted the link on the Facebook page for the BeatDropsRadio. that there was a vaccine that was made several years ago. I think it was either 2001, 2002. That was 100% effective in monkeys because they have to test it on animals first. And they said
Why gotta be a monkey?
because they always test either monkeys, mice.
That's what they be trying to call monkeys.
Here you go.
There you go. You know, look at your mom. You know, why gotta be testing on finger mom? Why gotta be testing on the mom?
Well, the monkeys are the ones supposed to carry Ebola.
No, who they be trying to call monkeys? All right, go ahead. All right.
But they.
Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Okay, go ahead.
But what they did was they said it was 100% effective in monkeys and that it should have been ready for humans in like a year or two. That's what they said. In like a year or two, it should have been ready. But the reason why they did not continue is because it was not going to be profitable because of the poor nations. They weren't going to be able to profit. They couldn't afford it. So that's the reason why I sat there for all of that time. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, let's hurry up and get this back on deck. Because we dealing with it now. You know that's what it is.
Right.
But as long as we wasn't dealing with it over here, then who cares what's going on in the poor nations that can't afford.
And you know what's funny? I was watching a political campaign commercial. They trying to blame Obama about this Ebola.
Obama for a whole bunch of
Everything. I'm like, they just trying so hard. That's why I hope that these people get out and vote.
Yeah.
I just see that. I'm like, wow.
It's absolutely crazy. What we're gonna do, because I know we got about 6 minutes left, right? We got about 6 minutes left in the broadcast. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Oh man,
I love that song.
that was a hot
That's like
song.
when I go get my car.
So we're gonna take a brief break, real quick, and come right back and close the show out. Want me to do something?
First.
There you go.
Wow. She played it off though.
No. Just hit cancel. You was already back. Hit cancel. Hit cancel. No. Lord have mercy.
Cancel.
Oh.
I couldn't see that.
Yeah, stop hitting alt tab. Stop hitting alt tab. All you do is one time.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. As you noticed, apparently we made somebody upset, and we got cut for a second.
Free press.
However,
Freedom of speech.
However, if you go to the YouTube channel and the YouTube for today's show, you will see it in its entirety. In its entirety, you will see the show. And also what I'll do, because the broadcast got broke up into 2 parts, I am more than happy to put it together and replay it today.
Okay. All right.
So, technology.
Wow.
So the name of that song was Nigga Want a Watermelon. Ha ha ha. That was the name of that song that's played on the ice cream truck. If y'all don't mind us going 2 minutes over, is that okay?
Oh yeah.
Nigga Want a Watermelon was played on the ice cream truck and still played now, but all they did was remove the words, and the melody is the same. Some might be a little faster, a little slower. Same melody.
Wow.
That's played on the ice cream truck.
Wow.
And as you guys heard that original, you heard all the
Yeah.
you know, old record.
Yeah.
So now
Mm.
I don't feel good to not be bought.
Mm-hmm.
You can say what you want to say. Have other backups to go ahead and get back up.
Thank you.
You're right.
I'm just saying, and also, you know, that's another reason why, you know, you kind of have to have in live radio a backup recording, just in case something like that takes place, so that you can put that thing together and put it back out anyway. So
We have arrived.
so get out there and vote.
That's right.
Get out there and vote is very important. There are things that are politically driven. You know, they folks would rather you not show up at the polls. They would rather you not have a voice. They want you to believe that you don't. Because if every person in the Black community felt that their vote did not count, you know how many laws would be passed with ease, no opposition?
That's right.
Absolutely no opposition whatsoever. This was just fun to me today.
Right. Very important show. I'm glad we had a chance to talk about this topic.
Yeah. You know, I was like, yeah, you can come on voting day. Come on, Gerald. Come on down. We're going to talk on voting day. And you know, we appreciate everybody for hanging in there and watching the broadcast. So again, if you missed, what we're going to do is I am going to run it back. I'm going to run it back. And probably by the time it ends, you know, voting time will be over anyway. I'm just letting y'all know. But it's still, you know, it was a great show. We had great content and a lot of good conversation. And, you know, we touched on a lot of things that aren't typically, and I know that aren't talked about in terrestrial radio. And those who aren't familiar with those terms, when I say terrestrial radio, that means your FM and your AM dials that you listen to when you're in your car. Because I don't know too many people who have radios in their houses anymore.
Right. It's all internet.
Yeah, internet, you know, MP3s, you know, I don't even think people use iPods anymore.
I'm on the cable channels, on the music channels on TV.
So real quick, give the dates again for your event that's coming up.
The Black and White Gala is coming up on March the 7th, 2015. The community outreach event will be Saturday, November the 8th from 10 to 2. I forgot to mention we're having a video release party for Mother's Cry video.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be November the 13th at 7 p.m. at Calabar and Grill on Redan Rolling Stone Mountain.
Okay.
Yeah, and also don't forget the toy drive and the clothing drive. You can donate by calling 800-346-5138.
And also this Saturday, we're going to be giving away free 250 turkeys
Oh,
Matter of fact, remember last year we
yeah, we did the turkey thing.
Can we do that? Are we gonna do that this year? You know, we kind of came together, did a turkey.
We did
thing. We was
come
in
together.
DeKalb County.
We did come together.
Right.
on
We'd
the
love to do
TheBeatDrops.
that this year.
That'd be really cool.
You know, so let's kind of talk about
Turkey
that.
drive.
Yeah.
Feed the people.
That's right.
Bring your turkeys to them.
That's right.
29 Hollywood Road.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yes, indeed. Well, if you haven't done it already, make sure you like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at TheBeatDropsRadio, and my Instagram is Bianca_Burwell. Again, Bianca_Burwell, and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done it. And also, too, download the TuneIn app. You can listen to the Beat Drops Radio anywhere. Just go to your little app store, tune in, download it, search The Beat Drops Radio. Follow us there, and you can hear us any time of the day. So again, thank you guys for coming and hanging out today.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
I want to say thank you to my mama for hanging out with me.
Yeah.
Teaching me working the camera, y'all. Working the cameras.
You got the whole family going on. The son, the daughter, the mom.
Right. It's a family business.
Family.
Family.
That's good though. Saving money.
You gotta do that, you know, until you get to the point where you can afford a joker. The family is it. That's y'all doing this. All right, y'all have a good one, and make sure you get out there and vote. We appreciate you tuning in. Thanks a lot. Tomorrow, y'all, 3 to 5. Just hit the stop.